Have you ever noticed how the world seems to pause when a celebrity dies? It's a powerful reminder of the connections we forge with those we admire, even from afar. From the waves of grief that sweep across social media to the discussions they ignite. But why do we mourn these individuals most of us have never personally met? Is there something deeper behind our emotional reactions to their deaths? Hello everyone, my name is Sandra Maria Gumansing. In this video, we'll be discussing the reasons why we mourn celebrity deaths. Let's begin with the untimely passing of pop superstar Liam Payne that has left an enormous void in the hearts of his admirers. At the young age of 31, Payne, who graced the stage as a crucial part of the renowned British boy band One Direction, tragically passed away on October 16, 2024. The heartbreaking incident unfolded when he fell off his hotel balcony in the city of Buenos Aires, Argentina. His sudden departure took his supporters by storm, enveloping them in a wave of shock and sadness. Their profound grief seeped through their countless heartfelt posts on social media platforms and the global tributes they assembled in his memory. The loss of a notable figure can trigger a whirlwind of emotions. This might raise a few eyebrows, but experts validate that these feelings of loss and grief are unquestionably genuine, regardless of whether a personal relationship existed. I myself have literally felt some sadness when Princess Diana, George Michael, Michael Jackson, and most of all, Prince died. I think I always felt that someday I would have seen Prince perform in person, and the news hit me with the reality that it would never happen. I can even remember as a child my mother's sadness when the news of John Lennon's shooting death was announced on the news in 1980. It was then I learned how huge the Beatles were, because that was the topic on the news for a number of days following his death. And when Princess Diana died, discussions about how paparazzis operated took over the headlines as it was being investigated about the cause of her death. On August 31st, 1997, Diana and her partner, Al-Fayed, were traveling in a car in Paris with a driver and bodyguard, pursued by paparazzi when their vehicle slammed into a support column, flipped and came to a rest in front of oncoming traffic. Al-Fayed and the driver died instantly. Millions of people around the world joined in the mourning for these beloved celebrities. But why? Why do we feel such intense emotions for someone we have never even met? One reason could be that celebrities often play significant roles in our lives, whether through music, movies, or any other form of entertainment. Their art becomes a part of our daily routines, and we form emotional connections with them through their work. So when they suddenly pass away, it can feel like losing a friend or even a family member. My mother often talked about the death of civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., marking a huge loss for the world. The Baptist minister and social rights activist in the United States in the 1950s and 60s organized a number of peaceful protests and had gained much support and followers, as many saw him as the beacon of hope. In the months that followed, people across the country mourned King's death. Some took to the streets in protest, which sometimes led to unrest, while lawmakers worked to pass new laws to advance the cause for which King had fought. The killing of Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4, 1968, shocked the whole country. People all over the United States felt a deep sadness. Let's explore what experts have to say about this phenomenon. Every loss matters, whether near or far. It's like when we lose someone we admire a lot, even if they're celebrities, community leaders, and even friends and families, that loss strikes a chord in our hearts. It's not just about missing their fantastic music, their unforgettable acting roles, or their jokes that used to make us laugh till our bellies ached. It's a deep feeling of sadness that deserves to be cared for. As Anissa Hansen, an expert therapist from sunny Tampa, Florida, tells us, feeling sad over a celebrity's death is just as vital as any other loss. After all, grief is grief, right? Trying to hide or ignore your sadness won't make it go away any quicker. In fact, it can cause the exact opposite effect. Just because you might not have ever gotten the chance to meet a celebrity doesn't make your sadness about their passing any less real. So remember, it's perfectly okay to feel the way you do. She said, just as we feel an ocean of emotions when we remember old times jamming to music like from Bob Marley or laughing with comedian Robin Williams, these connections are powerful, even though We might not have met them personally. Our bonds with famous individuals are a bit unique. They're not like the connections we have with people we meet every day. Our emotional connection to a famous person is based on our special ideas about them during certain important times in our lives. It's not about the actual person, but rather the image of them we hold in our hearts, since we didn't actually meet them in person. Now, this is where feelings can get a bit tangled. Their songs or TV characters have always been with us, almost like invisible friends. Gradually, people started to believe that these celebs would always be with us, just like their extraordinary talents. Hansen says, because we form these bonds from afar, we often see these celebrities as timeless figures tied to our most cherished memories. That's why it's tough for us to see them as just normal people who, like all of us, won't be around forever. We find certain qualities in these stars that ring a bell with our own journey. As the saying goes, we see our reflection in others, and this couldn't be truer. Quite a few times, they remind us of our own experiences, or better yet, they represent those aspects of ourselves that are still, let's say, under construction. When you start developing strong feelings for a celebrity, a sports team, or even a star from your favorite TV show, you're in what they call a parasocial relationship, as explained by the well-respected and licensed clinical psychotherapist Dr. Julia Brewer. She paints a pretty clear picture of what this means. Basically, a parasocial relationship is one-sided and non-reciprocal. You're probably thinking, what does that even mean? Let me break it down. It means that one person is pouring all this emotional energy, interest, and time into this person or team, while the other party, the celebrity or team, is blissfully unaware that you even exist. Don't get me wrong, there's nothing bad about this. It's just one quirky little thing that makes us uniquely human. Words are free. How you use them may cost you. This holds especially true when we talk about the print and digital media. Its influence is omnipresent, and it's just a click away from taking our emotions huge. Social media platforms, magazines, news portals, you name it, and a celebrity story is waiting. Experts believe that instant online connections make us feel an intimate bond with the shining stars. One tap and they're there, responding and interacting. So when that cord is unexpectedly cut, it feels like losing a friend, and let's face it, adjusting to that can be a tough cookie to crack. Moving on to Brewer's perspective, she provides some food for thought. According to her, we enter this fascinating world of virtual bonding or parasocial relationships for numerous compelling reasons. Now, you might ask, why do we do it? First off, it serves as a beacon of light in the gloomy times of anxiety and depression. In the struggle of life, it becomes a coping mechanism, a silver lining in the dark clouds. Secondly, it acts as a magic portal, a portal that offers a mental vacation from our stressful reality. It provides a welcome distraction from complex relationships or tricky situations. It's almost like a therapeutic escape to a different realm. Last but not least, it's all about entertainment. It brings much needed fun and joy into our lives, making our days a little bit brighter and our smiles a little bit wider. Life is a stage, and we are mere actors. When a beloved celebrity exits the stage of life, it leaves empty spots in our hearts, making us wonder why it upsets us so much. Here are some tips that I'm sure you'll find helpful in coping with the loss, whether a celebrity or any other person. Don't hesitate to give yourself room to grieve when that individual passes away. Acknowledge your emotions and discuss them openly, perhaps even in therapy or within a fan community. If you are struggling to function day to day, noticing difficulty with focus, changes in appetite, excessive crying, or an obsession with death, it's important to think about seeking professional assistance. Take time to face and understand your sense of loss. Reflecting on the departed's life through their work, such as rewatching their favorite movie or listening to their music, can help you pay tribute, cope, and lessen the blow of the tragic news. Use this as a time to evaluate your own life. The passing of a famous person serves as a reminder that death spares no one. Regardless of how extraordinary we are, life can be fleeting. This can shed light on our own life and bring a newfound clarity, adds Hansen. Spotting the signs of grief is a good way to reconnect with your feelings and your physical and mental well-being.
Recognizing how your mind, body, and spirit respond to the sense of loss can help you channel it into something positive. Remember that celebrities are people too. Despite their fame and fortune, they are experiencing the same ups and downs of life as everyone else. It's important to remember this when we feel a strong connection to them, as it helps us keep things in perspective and maintain healthy boundaries in our emotional attachment. If you have anything you would like to share, comment below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more exciting videos.